Hello, Americans, patriots. How you doing? We especially welcome those who are from Generation Z and Millennials and future Alpha generation. I think is the next one. So, I got a lot of hate and PMs, DMs on my videos about car leases, and I'm not gonna back down from it. Now, according to a lot of crybabies out there, says, well, according to you, it will never be a good time to lease a car. And that's for the most part true. It'll never be a good time to lease a car. For the most part. There are exceptions to every rule. One, if you own a business and you can write off the lease payments as part of your expenses and the interest with it and the depreciation on the vehicle, maybe, depending on what the tax laws are, that could be a good time to lease a car. Obviously, the ones that are going to lease the cars the most are the rental car agencies, because generally by the time the warranty wears up, the lease is up, and they want new cars anyway. And people don't want to drive older cars unless you go to the old renter rack. But even then, if you're leasing a car for a business, you got to ask yourself, will it save you on taxes? Because if it doesn't save you on taxes, as far as I'm concerned, you're just spending money you don't have to. And you're doing just because you can. And that's going to depend on the individual's business, how much he brings in, and what he does. All that stuff counts. I can guarantee you the guy who owns a construction company or the landscaping business, if he does lease a truck for his business, he ain't gonna use it for his business. Because would you spend so much money on a lease so you can have it tore up doing landscaping and construction? No, you're not. He may have it in the name of the business, but it's going to be his own personal vehicle. I know a lot of these car commercials, whether it's for the Silverado, the F-150, or Jeeps, they advertise. They advertise, these big machineries dumping these heavy payloads into the truck and going through potholes and mud holes on construction sites. You ain't spending that much money to do all that to a new truck. That's just advertising. Now, what else is a good lease? Is that when you have so much money and you have a pretty big net worth and you owe zero on your student loans, you owe zero on your credit cards, basically when everything is pretty much paid off, and you're not living paycheck to paycheck, then leasing may work for you. Now, if you said, well, you said you take so much off on this and big down payment for that, says, yeah. But when you have money to spend without a worry in the world, without a care in the world, and you're not living paycheck to paycheck, to the point where if you do lose your job, no big deal, I'll get another job. Or you're retired and you got a pension and you're living off your investments, and again, everything is paid off, and you don't want to be bothered with old cars and old car bills, and you like the And that's the one indulgence you have. Yeah, sure. I mean, no matter what you do with a car or truck, as soon as you drive it, it's going to depreciate. That's the way motor vehicles work. I don't care if it's car, truck, one of those jet skis, motorcycles, anything with a motor, it depreciates. It's a depreciated asset. It is what it is. But that's when a good time to lease is, when you have so much money. And even if you go with a mileage, I go with a mileage, I'll pay for it, I don't care. And it's not going to hurt you because your net worth is so much, you got so much money stored away. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll give you an example. My parents, they lease. They're also retired. Everything is paid off, including their mortgage. All they have is living expenses. And the one thing they have, that's not living expense, the car lease. Sure, it's okay. I mean, when you're in your mid-70s and your kids are out of the house and only your grandkids come down to visit once every while, well, you don't have to worry about unnecessary wear and tear on the inside of your vehicle. And you go out, you do your shopping like my dad does. You don't have to worry about shopping carts dinging up your new car. Sure. My dad has a thing for Hyundais. And he loves his Sonatas. And the one he got now, he's always had nice ones. This one he has now, oh my goodness. This is a top-line model. The inside is pretty much white. I mean, I hate, as much as it's nice, I hate going in it because I'm afraid I'm going to dirty it just by breathing. That's why every time we go out, I say, Dad, let's take my car, please. I don't be the one I want to be the one guy that hurts the value of his car. True story. But yeah, it's okay to lease then. When all your bills are paid off, you have nothing to worry about. Sure, a lease is not going to kill you. And if you don't want to be bothered with having to deal with car repairs later, that's it. The kids are out of the house. The grandkids only come around once in a while. And you bring it back on a dot like he does. My dad does with the mileage, because he always goes through the 3-year 36 or the 4-year 48,000 miles. Let me tell you something. By the time he trades it in, it's pretty much right there in the dot. So he ain't paying extra and he ain't losing. That's the way to do it. And because his credit's so good, the same dealer who goes in the same dealership is willing to give him a zero down payment, zero down everything on a fairly low lease. So my dad walks out of there. He goes in there. They check up the car. Yeah, this car looks great, man. We can sell this for top dollar. Now, what do you want? I like that one. Same thing again. Nothing down. Yep. Do a credit score check. Yeah, you got it, man. Sign right there. Here are the keys. We'll see you 3-4 years. That's the way to do it. If you're going to do a lease, that's the way to do it. And to make sure you don't get dinged, you bring it back to the same dealer having maintenance. Your oil changes, your tire rotations. And because the car's under warranty, bring it back to the same dealership, have them do the warranty work. You build up a relationship with a dealership for a certain amount of time, they will work with you. They want you to come back. But at the same time, you do it on your terms, not their terms. Or be at the mercy of a lease payment. Get laid off. What do I do? How do I do this? How do I get out? Same thing with buying a brand new car. When do you buy a brand new car? When you have so much money, you can pay cash for it, and you don't have a care in the world. All your other bills are paid off. You have nothing to worry about. You're down to living expenses. That's the one indulgence you have. If you can pay cash for it, guess what? You still don't have a monthly payment. That's when you buy a new car. Because, as I said, no matter how you drive it, how much you drive it, you're taking a loss. But if you're worth that much and you've worked that hard, sure, buy a new car. Get that new car smell. Knowing that it has zero history and you're in charge of everything. And if you are young and you're going to buy a new car, make sure you hold on that thing for at least 10 to 15 years and get the use out of it. But that's the way to do a new car lease. That is the way to buy a new car. Cash. No worries of payments. Zero down lease. You got all you have is living expenses. You have nothing to worry about. You don't have to worry about if you lose your job. That's when you're ready to buy a car like that. Until then, you do what I did for years and years, and you buy that. You either get a hand-me-down, or you spend anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000. That's what you do it. That's how you do it. One time, I went on my way. I spent almost $12 on a Chevy Cruze. Yep, I know. You might say, I want a Mercedes C-Class. I want a BMW 3-Class. Then continue to be broke. Just don't go on YouTube and TikTok and complain about it. I don't want to work. It ain't worth working. I can't live. When you're doing stupid stuff like this. Stay away from credit cards. Stay away from them new car payments and the new car leases. And just call those together. Buy your cars cash. And if you do need to have a credit card, emergencies only. I mean, really emergencies. Not a midnight craving at Starbucks. It's like, you need something, or you need to rent a car, and all they take is credit cards, which is, in a lot of instances, that's all they do. I get it. Pay it off right away. That's how you do it. Comments down below. What's your opinion? I'd like to know. Like, subscribe, keep the country in prayer. Jesus Christ is still King, and we'll talk to you later.